Okay, good evening, everybody. I think we're just going to keep going with it. We've had a couple technical difficulties, but I think we're back on track. I gave a bit of an intro that might have been cut short. But again, I just want to thank all of our sponsors and all of our participating exhibitors for being here today. All of you sitting at home in Toronto here earlier with a tornado warning. You made it, so we appreciate you coming. This is a community event first and foremost, so it's really built for everybody to really get to enjoy interacting with one another, which is why we've got our networking feature and also the expo to engage with some of our partners here. I don't know if I was able to announce it appropriately on stage before, but I'll say it again. It wouldn't be called the Disrupt HR event if we didn't have some last minute changes. So unfortunately, our second speaker of the evening, Cy Fard, the SVP of Finance at Point Click Claire, is unable to join us this evening. Christine Song, our partner here at Disrupt HR, has taken up the challenge to head our second Fireside chat this evening with the same exact topic. So kudos to Christine for taking that on. I'm also filling in for Christine, opening things up and closing things off. So if you didn't get a chance to do any of the expo or any of the networking, don't worry. At the very end of the event, we're going to be able to do that for at least a half an hour. The networking portion will be opened up, and also our expo will be opened up as well. I'm very excited to get started. We've got three amazing speakers here that are going to talk candidly about three compelling topics. Before we meet our first speaker, I'd love to introduce our moderator and hostess this evening. Excuse me. It's Manjula Salvaraja. She's a Toronto-based journalist, a technology columnist with segments airing on CBC Radio's 20-plus radio stations across the country. She's an occasional guest host on CBC's Ontario Weekend Show. She's a frequent MC and moderator with repeat speaking appearances at Elevate, Collision, and Move the Dial. In her former role, she was a vice president of marketing at Eloqua and holds an engineering degree from Queen's University. She's an avid community volunteer, hence her presence here tonight. She's a co-founder of a nonprofit called Tamil Women Rising and sits on the board of a nonprofit called Scientists in School. Please welcome to our virtual stage, Manjula.
Thank you. That was a mouthful. Thank you for having me, Giorgio. I'm so pleased to be here. And I'll just say, for starters, I want to thank the Disrupt HR team for this kind invite. I think I might have said yes to this, Giorgio, because I saw the tagline for Disrupt HR, and it was the rebellious future of HR. And I thought, well, if there's an uprising going on in the city, I need to be there. So jokes aside, though, I do want to say that I think that what's going on in the world, from a pandemic to protests, puts a huge burden on people in your profession. We have seen that it's not just a matter of changes in jobs, companies, whatever the case may be, just on that scene, but it's also changes when it comes to deeper matters. We're having conversations about mental health. We're having conversations about inclusivity. Again, I think it's a really profound time of change for the workplace as we know it, both good and bad. So it's really amazing for me to kind of see people logging on, see the numbers of people that are interested in this session. And what it tells me is that that professionals like you and your members want to meet this challenge. You want to learn, you want to grow, and you face the challenge. And I'll have to say, as a journalist who've watched so many things unfold over the last couple of months, much like most of you, that gives me some hope, because I think that professionals like you will be needed, both for people like me and a ton of other people that work. So kudos to all of you for being here. And having said that, I think we should get this started. What do you think, Giorgio? Are we ready to kick it off?
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Manjula. We're going to end this session, but everyone stay put here in the main stage. We'll have our next session started with our first speaker. Thanks, everyone.